Welcome to an emergency stream. What is going on at Forest after we got slapped by Villa by 3-1? We're going to break it all down. We're going to look ahead to this big now game against West Ham on Tuesday. So make sure you strap yourselves in. Make sure you hit the like button. Make sure you're subscribed. Make sure you check out OK Jerseys for your football shirts for 15 quid. You can get further 8% off with code FFTV. Scan the QR code or click on the link. Boys, where do we start? As Pat says, literally these words are about to come out my mouth. We are crap.
We're so bad. It's so depressing watching us at the moment.
Goodness.
You know, well,
press us away.
I'm going to base my opening on his post-match press conference. Well, post-match interview with Colin from BBC Radio Nottingham, and it's the first things he comes out with, and it's about them not the lack of effort. There's no lack of effort. There's no lack of commitment. But what about the lack of quality? And then he kind of gave his game plan away, and the game plan was basically soak it up for the first half, and then see what they do. And that was basically what he alluded to, because he said, we weren't expecting that goal just before halftime. And that's something I want to really dig into, because that was goals either side of halftime again, which have cost us a game. And the game's gone away from us. But his game plan was soak it up in the first half and let's see what they do at halftime, and we'll react to that. There's nothing proactive about his management style. I really was willing to give him the benefit and say, look, this is probably the best squad he's ever had. He's got the chance now, and he has alluded to this himself in his interviews, that this is the best squad he's had, and it's got a chance, gives him a chance to try a different style of play. But I think he's had enough time now on and off the pitch with the players to be able to get his message across. And if his message is, we're going to sit back and see what the opposition do, then that's not the kind of manager that's going to get us out of the mess we're in now. And I think what more is going to compound to it. It's going to make the mess worse. So the fact of the matter is that I don't think he's got control of the players. He doesn't really know how he wants to play. And like I said, he's had enough time on and off the pitch to try and get his message across. And I don't see anything different from what he's done previously in his career in terms of what we see on the pitch. He's a reactive manager. Look at when the goals went in, just before halftime, and then just before the 49th minute. Both goals could have been avoided. Both goals were down to us not concentrating and just basic game management. And if we can't do that, that's down to a mentality that he's not improved and he's not made any better. But if you look at the run of the course of the game, it's kind of like what I expected. I did not expect any different yesterday. And I don't know what to say going forward, because I'm not inspired by anything that I've seen. We got carried away because we beat Liverpool away from home. That's something I'd not seen in my life, obviously 2 years in a row now. But I think I got carried away with that. Then you got carried away with the Spurs win. And we kind of...
I never got carried away, man.
We've been glossing over a lot of cracks and 4 defeats in a row. I said we don't do well over Christmas, and I was really not looking forward to it. And this is what has happened. And going forward, like I said, for me, I've got no confidence in him, and I don't know if the players have either. So if it goes down to, if we have a chat about who's to blame, I'm sure we've seen. I think you did a poll earlier, didn't you? And Mr. Marinakis seems to be at the top of it, and I really do want to dig into this in today's show. Everything has to stem from him. There's no decision that's made. Yes, Edu was signed off. Edu and Sirianos were signed off as bringing in Sean Dyche, but I said at the time that's passing the buck, because if it goes wrong, so Marinakis can say, no, it wasn't me, it was them two. But nothing gets signed off without his approval. So I do want to have that chat as well. There's nothing positive I can get out of yesterday's game. It was good to see Aina back, but he was awful. The goalkeeper, I think these guys have probably got something more to say about the goalkeeper, but he's pathetic. And to go down feigning injury, that's clearly a feigning injury. Isn't that what Carlos Miguel did as well? in his last game, he conceded a poor goal and then feigned injury, and that was the last we saw of him. Hopefully, that's the last we see of John. But yeah, that was atrocious yesterday, and it was so embarrassing watching Forest that moment. So what you started with, I'm depressed because of the lack of entertainment, the inevitability of when we go behind, the game's gone. We were all saying it in our private chats. We're 1-0 down. I said game over, and it was. And always will be at the moment. So yeah, nothing positive, I'm sorry to say about it, but I want you guys to get more into the nuts and bolts of
I feel like you got a lot off your chest there, man. I feel like that's kind of...
I think I've been kind of like holding it in because I didn't want to go too hard on him. I wanted to give him a chance. I genuinely did, but I never wanted him in the first place. And I think it was
that for me. Sorry to interrupt you. What Pat said there. Brentford slapping Everton today.
Yeah.
He's an absolute...
this is just topsy-turvy league that, I don't know what to expect on Tuesday, but, a lot went in our favour as well. As bad as we are, the teams behind us are freaking awful.
I can't see us being honest. I can't see us being honest. I gotta say, so I'm surprised Ben hasn't interrupted yet because...
He's fuming, man.
Well...
He's the one who's been saying Matt Turner is...
I mean, look, the thing is, right? The thing is,
I need blue for this. I'm not even
I'll start with the first half. I mean, I wanted to talk to Ant about this, but Ant's not on, unfortunately. As you know, he can't be on at the same time as Rob. But Ant didn't get to watch the match, and I think if he had watched that first half, he would have genuinely said it's the worst first half of football that he's ever seen in his life. And Ant has seen a lot of football. I mean, Ant's been around for, since the 1800s. He's seen a lot of football.
Yeah.
And that was the worst football match ever. I want to give you some stats. 21% possession in the first half. 21% possession. In the first 10 minutes, we made one pass in their half, or one completed pass. We made one completed pass, and that stat right there is the worst stat ever in football, to have one completed pass in the opponent's half in the first 10 minutes. Yep. And to counteract that, they had the most completed passes ever in a Premier League game in that first half. I don't know how many it was in the end, but I think by like the 35th minute, they'd had something like 300 completed passes, and we'd had one. And 21% possession is absolutely dire. We used to call Cooper out on this channel for being low block. Well, Cooper got absolutely nothing on Dyche yesterday. That was the lowest of low block you will ever see in your life. And all we did when we got the ball is boot it up the pitch. And of course, we conceded before halftime. It seems a running thing this season to either concede before halftime or just after. And it was absolutely shocking. It genuinely, out of all the Forest games I've seen since I've been a Forest fan for the last 30-something years, is the worst first half of football ever. Truly dreadful. Some of the players who came back were not great either. And for all of the games to Morgan Gibbs-White to step up and decide that he can finally score a goal, it was pointless because we were never going to come back and win that, especially after Mr. John Victor, who I didn't have on my bingo card for crying on the pitch in 2026. Mr. John Victor decided to start playing in CDM position as if he thought he was Anderson, completely missed the ball, and then faked an injury. And
cried.
Honestly,
he cried.
Didn't have my bingo card. He literally stood there and cried. And I take a lot of criticism on this channel, people saying I'm always wrong. But if you look at the history of what I say, I think you'll find I'm always right. I was right on John Victor. I was right on Danilo. I was right on Morgan Gibbs-White. I was the first person who called out Edu. Nobody wanted to hear it. Now everyone blames Edu. I was the first person to call out John Victor. I called out Worrell. I said Sam Surridge is the best finisher we've ever had at the club. He scored 25 goals this season. So look, everybody wants to blame me for being wrong all the time. But if you go down the line 6 months, I'm the first one who notices everything that becomes a fact. And the fact of yesterday is that
talking so much shit.
That is the worst Forest match I have ever seen. It is diabolical. I hope we get fucking relegated because I'm sick to death of being in this league, playing like absolute shit. I hope West Ham batter us 5-0 on Tuesday so that Sean Dyche is deported back to wherever he came from because I'm fucking sick of it. I am sick of it. Back to Kettering. I'll pay for the Uber. Fuck off.
Hi, Rob.
Is that WKD you're drinking? Or?
No, it's Southern Comfort, Rob. It's Southern Comfort.
Oh,
Well, at this rate, Southern Comfort will pay you not to mention their products on air. So I would try them out. I mean, personally, I feel most sorry for the Forest fans because
so do I.
Yesterday, I watched a whole hour-long podcast where everyone was very calm, very unemotional, very professional, all supportive of the manager. And it's clear that tonight's podcast is going to be the exact opposite of that. And so what I'm going to try and do is try and be somewhere in between where everyone will be angry with me. That was the result we were all expecting. And I don't think there's a manager in the land that could have won that game. That's not to take anything any criticism away from the current manager, who I will now criticise. So Ez said that he didn't see the goal come in, the first goal come in. I certainly did. I remember I was watching TV, I was watching it with my dad. They held up the board. They said there will be 1 minute of added time, and I said Aston Villa will score in the 46th minute, and they did. They literally did. Just like Everton did in the 46th minute, just like Fulham did in the 46th minute. Our last 3 fucking away games, and this is getting on my nerves more than letting in the goals from the corners last year. Why do we suffer this concentrational lapse in minute 46 when we were away from home?
And Man City scored in the 48th minute.
That should be the easiest thing to coach out. Anyway, that was the first goal. The second goal exemplifies a major problem that I have with the style of play. I am a big fan when the opposition team is pressing you of just lumping it upfield. Okay? If you lump it upfield, there's a 75% chance that it goes to the other team and you have to start defending all over again. There's a chance, if you've got a good target man, that it might actually lead to you having a break, which, by the way, it did on a couple of occasions. I saw Igor heading the ball down to one of our players a couple of times. But when you try and play it out of defence, when you're being pressed like we were being pressed yesterday, there's a 75% chance that you get the ball away, or a 25% chance that you give the opposition a fucking goal-scoring opportunity, just like Nico Williams did after 2 minutes. Okay? Stop trying to play it out of defence when you've got every single player under pressure. Just boot it upfield. I don't fucking care. Just get rid of it. I'm sick of this. It's unbearable watching these games.
It's just going to come straight back for it, Rob, isn't it? That's the problem. Yeah. When we get set in that way, like Crypto says, we were 21%. Look how deep we were. Every time we did try and get it away or did manage to get it away, it just came straight back.
Yeah, but
Nico Williams is clearing it long, Rob.
Try and cross to your own goalkeeper after 2 minutes just to keep possession.
No, Rob, you got that right. Nico Williams went to clear it. It got charged down and deflected inwards.
Look, the goal number 2, we were trying to play it out of defence, and then
Which one was goal number 2?
I think Backward was trying to play it out of defence. It got charged down, and of course, when you've got the whole opposition team camped around your 18-yard box, it only takes one little scatter or one bobble, and they've got a goal-scoring opportunity. And this also, playing it out of defence, it means that we never get the ball forward quickly. We're always giving the opposition time to get back and organise their defence. So I am really, really sick of seeing this. And it's clear that opposition managers, particularly in games like yesterday, are just setting up to pressurise us. And then goal number 3, my opinion is as follows, that it starts from his positioning. Okay? He's way outside of his box. I don't know whether that's actually where he's been told to stand or whether he's just been watching Bruce Grobbelaar videos. But he was way out of the box, and I'm sure that that's what Villa noticed when they did that punt over the top. They thought, if we can get on the end of this, he's in no man's land. So it was his positioning at the start that was wrong because he couldn't actually get back. Now, I don't know if that's where he's been told to stand by the manager. Now, in terms of what happened next, I've watched it slowly, and he stretches his leg out, and it looks to me like he does what's called a hyperextension, where his knee kind of goes back on itself. So I'm prepared to give him the benefit of the doubt and say he may well have been injured.
He's not injured, man.
No, he's not.
Dyche said he'll be fine.
I'm not going to join everybody else in calling into question his professionalism, but my concern is that if the injury to Sells is, as we've heard, I think a groin injury, the problem is that is his kicking that's affected, and it was the same with Henderson. So Sells isn't really fit. And this is why we've been having John, when he clearly, at least he was a fully fit crap keeper than a half fit good keeper. If Sells is not going to be able to get through this quickly, we need a new keeper in the window, because I understand that Gunn is injured as well. So this is a real crisis position for us. I mean, if Sells can't kick it because of his groin, then that affects everything. It means that people won't want to play it back to him. It means that he'll underhit his kicks. It means he might get injured every time he kicks it. So you've got whole nervousness around it, and you don't want nervousness around your keeper. So I can see why John Victor's been playing. I just think that after that, I mean, I wasn't convinced by him before. But, I mean, also, why is he trying to save the first one with his wrong arm?
Oh, that pisses me off, man.
I know.
Pisses me off.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They all do it, though. They all do it.
So amidst all of that, I would just like to recognise the fact that Backward did a decent through ball. Morgan Gibbs-White scored a really good goal. A really good goal.
Sorry, just before that, Backward missed the absolute freaking
Yes, I know that is. I mean, Hutchinson again put in a really good cross there. If Backward finishes that, it could have been 2-2 at that point.
He wouldn't have deserved it, but yeah, it could have been. It could have been. Wouldn't have deserved it.
You know, trust us.
Wait, which one? The header.
The header.
Yeah.
If he scores that, then
he headed wide,
yeah,
3 yards. It was actually easier to hit the target than to miss with that header. But anyhow,
was that the 2-2?
No, we were still 2-0 down at the time.
Yeah, that would have been 2-1, and then it would have been 2-2 with the Gibbs-White goal.
Yeah.
So look, in summary, I've got some criticisms over the team selection. I've got some criticisms over the style of play. The problem is that I'm not sure there's a manager in the world that could have won that game with our team on the current form, and that's their players.
That's a crazy.
Yeah, but Rob, the first 45 minutes was purely tactical.
Yeah, okay. So look, this is what I'm going to say about the burning question. On Dyche, I am going to withhold judgment until we've seen the West Ham result. Okay, he can fix this by beating West Ham. Okay,
that passes it, man.
That's
right.
right.
I've got any faith in him doing that, bro. Faith in him doing that. That's what I want to know.
I know, but I just want you to remember that. Look, after any manager loses 6 or 7 games in a row, they're done because they've lost the dressing room. Okay, so he's already on 4. You know that was my dotted line with Cooper, and you know I lost faith with him after that.
That's what you did with Cooper.
Okay, but can we not implode until after the West Ham game, please? That's all I'm holding judgment until after that. And all I'm going to say about these fixtures that we've had and other managers, okay, is Fulham away, 3 attempts under other managers. We have lost that game every time. Right? Everton at home, 3 attempts under other managers. We have never won that game. Away, 3 attempts under other managers. We have always lost that game, and we've never won that game. Okay? And then, I mean, what was the other one? Fulham, Everton at home, Bournemouth away, Villa away, 3 attempts under other managers.
Brighton at home?
Never won that game.
All right, Brighton at home.
We are.
Wait. Brighton at home, Rob. What about Brighton at home?
I'm saying we've tried all of these games.
Have we not won Brighton at home?
Multiple times before with different
You're
managers,
selective.
different players. These are games that we don't win ever.
Wait, hold on. Rob, Brighton at home has another manager won Brighton at home.
Yes.
Okay. Did we concede in 45+1 against
get
Brighton?
Nuno back then. Is Stan Collymore all right? Are you pining for Nuno?
Me?
Yeah, I mean, Chris Wood scored a hat-trick in that game. Where's Chris Wood now? Anthony Elanga scored in that game. Where's Anthony Elanga
That's
now?
all you ever say, Rob. You're missing the
Jota
point.
Silva scored
You're
in that
missing
game.
the
Where's
point, Rob.
Jota Silva now?
We're not even competing, let alone are we losing. We're not even competing in the matches. That Fulham, Everton, and that game yesterday is some of the worst football I've ever seen
Make
at
your mind
Forest.
up, because you're complaining about the possession that we had yesterday. Against Everton, we had 70% possession. We did F all with it.
Yeah, that was the wrong tactic. It was the wrong
Rob,
tactic.
there's two ways to be Forest.
Man, 52 crosses.
Okay, so are you telling me that Marco Silva could turn Igor Jesus into a goal machine?
Yes.
You're missing the point.
We'll probably never get to see
why are you singling out? Marco Silva gets a tune out of this squad.
Always bring it back to Marco Silva.
You did this with Cooper.
You brought it to Marco Silva. I didn't say Marco Silva.
Shouting, man.
You kicked the can down the road with Cooper to the point where you said, and we've got it on tape, you'd rather be relegated with Cooper.
Oh.
It's starting to get to that point. It's starting to get to that point. I'd
Wait
rather
a
be
minute.
relegated with Tyson.
I wanted to be relegated. If I owned the team, I would probably just stick with him until the end of the season, come what may.
Even if we go down?
Even if we went down, yes.
You're doing the same thing with Dyche. You're doing the same thing with Dyche.
He said he wanted to get relegated with Dyche so that Dyche would get sacked.
Yeah, I said if the only way to get rid of Dyche is relegation, bring me the East Midlands derby again.
The thing, right, let me just say, when you say it's all on West Ham, we should beat West Ham anyway. We should beat, even if we beat West Ham, it doesn't mean we're suddenly amazing again.
That game, 1 in 3 attempts. 1 in 3 attempts.
Yeah,
okay. So with your logic, Rob, hold on, but with your logic, we've only beaten West Ham at that Toilet Bowl Stadium once in the last 3 years. If we lose that, is that okay?
No, of course it isn't.
So why are you making excuses for losing away to Everton or losing away to Fulham?
Postpone the self-immolation until after we lose against West Ham.
We're not beating West Ham.
At which point you'll have to admit I was right, by the way.
Will I?
That's what I think that you set it up.
Points in 4 games.
That's what you set it
How
up.
are you doing on that points tally, Rob? They've played 3 games and got 1 point. How are you looking towards 13?
They've got 1 more than us.
Yeah, that's the only bit. That's the only bit about prediction you got right about where you get more points.
Half the prediction.
1 point.
You said they'd get 13 points in their next 5 games.
No,
They're on 1.
You're saying that on purpose.
And is Ant in the chat? Ant's got receipts.
You said they would get 13 points in their next 4 games.
I'm not listening if you come out with lies.
All right. Let's get back on track. I want to come back to a point that Ez brought up, because do you know what? Just by you saying it, it pissed me off. Sorry, I'll beat myself. You're right on what you said in his post-match interview, which I watch like a zombie. Like I'm watching it because I have to say something on a video. But what you said about get to halftime 0-0 and then see what they do in the second half. Yeah, what kind of strategy is it? Do you know how much that's triggered? It's like it's subliminally I heard it, and when you said it, it's just brought it to the forefront of my thoughts. What an idiot! What kind of tactic is that?
Exactly. And you could see it in the stats.
Liverpool away under Nuno.
We weren't playing Liverpool, man. We're playing Villa.
We're playing Villa, but that's not. No, that was nothing like that, man. We had a strategy that if we did get the ball against Liverpool, that we had ways of progressing the ball and getting Elanga through or getting one of our wingers on the attack, but nothing like that yesterday. And the stats that Ben read out earlier kind of exactly went into that kind of mindset that he brought into the players. If the players are being told, you know, you're going to soak it up, you know, we're not going to score in the first half. We kind of don't even want to bother. Like I said, 1 pass in the first 20 minutes in the opposition's half. That's appalling. But he does so many things that are really winding me up now. Yeah. He's always sniffing. Why is he always sniffing? Is he on the marching powder, or has he got like a deviated septum? One thing or the other, either way, get it sorted.
Looking at his watch. He's
Good
like,
looking at his watch. Okay.
Oh,
He's
that's his
obviously-
Christmas present. It's so obvious.
clearly. Let me show him how it works, right? Okay. Hi, Gemini. I'm Sean Dyche, Nottingham Forest manager. I'm 2-0 down to Aston Villa. It's the 50th minute. How do I fix it? Right. Let's see what it says.
Make attacking substitutions now.
and he doesn't even do
Big
that.
attacking substitution.
Change your formation. Oh, sorry, I clicked out of it. Do that, man. Use your watch to freaking good use. Is better than Pinky and Perky's, who he's got sat
We
behind
should
him.
be getting managed by fucking Chat GPT.
Have a word. He's your mate. He's your bloody mate, Chat GPT. He writes all of your speeches. Get him in.
I've got the Sean Dyche haircut as well. Look.
Oh my word.
Sake. No wonder you covered it. Keep that hat on, bro.
Gemini.
Yeah, honestly, it was bad. I'm sorry, I clicked out of it because you couldn't hear it. But it was giving him a formation to change to, which players to bring on. Come on, man. What's going on? And he's got Pinky and Perky sat behind him who are absolutely useless. They just seem to be mimicking what he's saying. You got quality players sat on the bench. When did he bring Douglas Luiz on? And when you're bringing players on at that stage, can he be bothered? With 2-3-0 down at that stage, can he be bothered? No. So Can
I give you my new theory? Can I give you my new theory? All right, it's a work in progress here. I want to discuss it with you guys, with the chat, see if anyone agrees with me or not. Please make sure you've hit the like button as well, chat. There's over 700 in here. Big up to you guys. Make sure you've subscribed and all that. And thank you for 35k just yesterday. We're about to hit 35.1k, so please do subscribe if you're new. Here's my working theory. We are now starting to see Dyche on the squad. Now, let me explain what I mean. When he first came in, there was attacking pro-esque within the team because Ange Ball all crazy and everything like that. And then, if you've noticed, our run has gone crap since we stopped playing in the Europa League. You know why? Because he's now getting training sessions with the players. Because when we're playing Europa League, there's, you know what I'm saying? Sunday, Thursday. If he's lucky, he gets a training session. Now he's had a couple of training sessions a week. We're starting to see the real stinkiness of Dyche ball. And this is my worry. It's going to get worse before it gets better. And even within that, there is stuff that I don't understand why we're not seeing. If I had to say what's the biggest strength Dyche has, it's probably setting up defenses and corners. Our corners are so bad. It's terrific. Why the hell in the history, and I probably can't remember enough Dyche ball because I don't want to. In the history of Dyche ball, have you ever seen Burnley or Everton playing short corners instead of lumping it in under the crossbar, putting two big giants on the keeper and getting cheap goals that way? Why are we playing short corners under Dyche? Are these players so bad that they can't cross a ball in unopposed or unpressured from an opponent player? Like, I'm telling you, it's going to get worse. And I'm telling you, we're not beating West Ham.
It shows a lack of confidence in pretty much every player, apart from probably Hutchinson. And maybe Jesus to an extent as well. They're the only two, I think, that didn't let themselves down yesterday. But the rest of the players, they really need to have a serious look at themselves. Dyche even spoke about how the players seem to be up for some games and not up for others in the previous.
Anyone improved under him? Has anyone improved under him?
No.
Hutchinson's been all right.
Players have got worse. I can't see anyone who's improved.
I feel like there's more chance of the opposition scoring from our corners than us. I'm genuinely worried when we take a corner that we're going to take it short. Someone's going to have the ball nabbed off them, and then they've got the whole pitch to break away.
Rob, you're right. That happened yesterday when they played it short. Who got sold short on the pass? I can't remember who it was. It got nabbed. Yeah, it got nabbed off and they're down the other end. I'm like, this just feels. I don't know if you play FIFA. That happens so many times on FIFA. If you get a corner, it goes down the other end. I call it a penalty corner. It just goes down the other end.
The commentator was like, I cannot believe that Forest nearly just conceded from their own set piece.
Yeah, it was our first one as well, wasn't it?
Why are we doing that? Why not just
I've started to feel that way against Everton when we had those 9 corners. I was thinking these corners are more of a danger to us than they are to them.
Just cross the ball in. But I'm sorry, but players like Morgan Gibbs-White and Anderson and the wingers, etc., they can't be happy if they've been told to sit back in the box and defend for 45 minutes. Because it wasn't even counter-attacking football. We don't have the pace down the wings to counter-attack like we used to with Elanga. It was literally just sit back, defend, and clear the ball. We weren't half the time we weren't even chasing it.
Yeah, Morgan Gibbs-White was basically a 6 yesterday.
Yeah, but the
I
ball,
think that Hutchison and
the ball was
I don't
getting
think it's slow.
halfway line.
Go on.
I don't think that our wingers are slow, but I just think that it's
No,
so
but
obvious.
I'm saying they're not like Elanga fast,
Yeah.
are they?
I just think it's so obvious that that's what we're hoping to do, that the opposition are ready for it. And I mean, look at second goal came from Bakwa being charged down, so they're not giving us the sort of release that the wingers should be, and they're deliberately being targeted. And the rest of the team is so slow to get forward that you end up with a winger facing two guys on the edge of their box.
It's so easy to play against Nottingham Forest. There's two ways. One, give us the ball and let us try and break you down, and then you can just counter-attack. Simple as that. Or press us high, give us and kind of like enclose us in our own half, and we'll make our own mistakes. And that's what
we'll do a tippy-tappy on the edge of our box for you. Yeah. I mean, Anderson and Gibbs-White are both so guilty of this at the moment. I've worked out why he's not playing Anderson in the 6, because Anderson, every time he gets the ball, he believes his own hype, and he's been hanging on to the ball until he gets tackled.
Yeah,
I've seen it way too much. And, last season, he was brilliant, and he was brilliant because he was quietly effective. He was doing the simple stuff well. He was doing quick passes, first-time passes, good movement, simple passes. He was clean. He was tidy. Now, he's been told he's a £100 million player, and he's trying to beat the whole opposition team on his own, and he's losing the ball in some dangerous places.
Yeah, but that's because he doesn't have any space, does he? Because we're not pressing forward. He's
right. He holds on the ball too long, and then he's looking for Hollywood balls. Yeah. He's looking for crazy Hollywood balls, man.
Yeah, but if you compare it to when he plays in England, he's got people who run forward who he can pass it to. I mean, the stats for Aston are still saying that he's the most progressive passer in the whole of world football at the moment. He's number one.
I don't get that.
Tells you what?
I don't see it.
So I mean, it can't be that bad. But come on, the last few matches have just been awful tactics. The tactics have been dross. No one expected us to go out there and batter Villa. Villa are a fantastic team, but to go out there and put that performance in, it really was shocking. I mean, it's not very often that I feel like turning a match off, but yesterday I thought I'd rather do something else with my time than watch this absolute complete pile of utter shit.
We make Villa are a good team, but we made them look amazing. We made them look like world beaters. McGinn always has a field day against us. He always plays well against us. Tielemans yesterday ran the show. Kamara was brilliant. Defensively, he's one of the best in the Premier League, and he gets overlooked a lot. And I think certainly me and Wolfie have singled him out a lot when we played against
free
Villa.
£0 it cost him.
Yeah, he's an absolute quality player. But we made them look like absolute world beaters because we're so poor. We're so poor on the ball. When we've played well and when we've got out of teams trying to press us, it's when you play quick 1-2 football, one-touch football. And Sangare has been the best of that this season. Missing him goes to show. And you're right. Anderson holds onto the ball way too long. He's got a style of getting fouled like similar to Yates in a way. Yates likes to back into people and get himself a foul. Anderson holds on to it until he's tripped over. But we're just so poor in that midfield in certain games. And that's been our biggest Achilles heel since we got promoted, getting that midfield sorted. We've had spells of it, but to be honest, those best spells usually have been when we've had a quality number 6.
Can I complain about something else after Ez? Sorry,
yeah, of course you can. But
I'm just going to pin your complaint. Can you just?
I don't like how we're using Douglas Luiz. That's the other thing I'll say.
Don't forget your complaint. I just want to do the super chats, and then I want to show you this. I haven't looked at some of the graphics, and I've just put them up, and I'm just more annoyed now. Big up to Matty with the 27-month. Shout out to you, Matt. You're absolute legend. Happy 3-year anniversary to Dylan. He goes, at least now he's not blaming the fitness.
Yeah.
Bro, don't do this. Shout out to you. Happy 3 years. Big up to Nikki with the 29 months. Shout out to you, Nikki. Thank you so much to the S-Man Brown. He says, at the end of the day, we always lose. In brackets, these days. It's true. It's true. Thank you for the 4.99. Chris calling Rob out with the 1.99. He says, Rob's, how's your West Ham points tally going? Don't worry. We're going to save that one for the next score because Ant's not here tonight, and I know he's in the chat, and I didn't know if he wanted people to know, but he said it in there. He's moving house, so him and Rob will be. We may just me, Ez, and Ben will just grab some popcorn and just sit back. I think there's a lot that needs to be kind of fleshed out between those two on the next score episode, so you're not going to want to miss it. Thank you, Chris, for the 1.99. A big up to Dazza with the 1.99. He goes, what's up with Dyche's watch? Bro, don't start me on that freaking watch. Freaking watch. Do you know, Paul sent me, Lefty sent me a couple of pictures. I hadn't spoken to him. He's like, bro, we're singing Mull of Kintyre before the match and Dyche is flapping around with his watch. What's he doing? It's like,
yeah. But they noticed it on the commentary as well, pretty much. Like he couldn't get it sorted. He was just like kept tapping away. But God, like it's so
crazy.
embarrassing. So
let me just get the last couple.
It's a shame he doesn't look at his tactics as much as he looks at his fucking watch.
Well, I'm about to show you his tactics. Chris with the 1.99 says Villa won 12 out of 13. You're talking like they're crap.
No,
Villa isn't the point of what we're saying here, Chris. It's the build-up of games like Everton, of Fulham, those things. And what you're seeing on the pitch with the outliers of, I would say even Man City's loss, I thought was fine. I could take that in terms of performance.
I agree.
My issue is Big Six versus other 14 is becoming a clear divide right now. I'd rather lose all our games to the Big Six and win our games against, obviously, the other lot because there's more points. That's my issue with it.
It's not about the result. It's about the way we just, from minute one, we bend over for the opposition.
Yeah.
I had Luke calling me from up the Villa, and he said to me, bro, he goes, you weren't lying when you were saying how bad Forest were. He goes, I thought you were just doing your whole, YouTube. I was like, I'm not. I know, we are atrocious. They'll never have an easier first half in their life. Big up to Jess. Lovely Jess with the £5. She goes, our main issue is we don't have a goal-scoring striker. All right, miss, I love Chris Words. What's she got her name as now? Jess 3's not a crowd. Wood 11, Hutchinson 21. All right, well, you're just having a twosome right now, aren't you? But thank you for the £5. Big up to DA for the 4 months. And shout out to Bonjute for the 28 months. Guys, please don't forget to hit the like. Make sure you're subscribed as well. And let me just bring your attention to this is something Ben said earlier. So he's going to claim he was right on it. But when you see this is appalling. This is absolutely appalling. Let me just make it a little bigger.
Yeah,
and I hadn't seen it until Ben started spouting. I thought, you know what? Let me go and have a look and see if there's any truth in what he's saying. This is our average position against Aston Villa.
So can I just say what I was going to say because it's borne out by this?
Yeah.
I felt like Cash had a field day against us, and I felt like Hutchinson was not tracking him back at all.
Like who wasn't tracking him, sir?
Hutchinson wasn't tracking him back.
Yeah, nor was backward. They switched him around.
Genuinely, I think they've just given up. I mean, what this shows is that we've got the same position as Aston Villa, except they're in our half and we're in our half. We literally barely got out.
My problem is this. We're supposed to be the defensive team, okay? So why is it that when we attack, our wingers are up against 2 defenders, but when the opposition attacks, Nico Williams is marking the winger, and then the fullback's just got a free run at us. Yeah. And it's not just this game, it's all the recent games. I'm pretty sure that
you're bang on.
Fullback that destroyed us. Because so what I'm trying to say is like if we're supposed to be the one that's defensively organized, why doesn't it feel like it?
Yeah, exactly that. You are bang on because the other thing as well, I always feel, and it's not until you watch the other Premier League games do you notice it even more. I always feel in our own half, every player, when we have possession, is being instantly pressed by 2 opposition players. And they have no choice but to punt it or kick it out of play.
I wish they would. The problem is they do tippy-tappy or they stay on the ball too long until they get caught in possession.
Or they take. It's not that. It's because we're so deep. This is the problem. There's no out balls.
The problem is with ultra defensive football is that defensive football at the end of the day doesn't win football matches. You've got to score goals.
Well,
no matter how well you defend, you can win a match 4-3, but you can't win a match 0-0. It looks like you were going out for a 0-0 yesterday.
So
and
this
I'm
is
telling you what, those stats are BS because that number 13 should be on the fucking halfway line.
So this is my complaint with Dyche. I'm afraid to say he started to sound a little bit like latter-day Cooper. I don't want him to hear to talk about individual errors. The fact is, if you are defending solidly for 45 minutes, it's almost impossible to get through that without an error because the amount of time that you spend defending increases the percentage chance that you're going to have an error. And there's so many games now where we've started completely flat-footed. I mean, Everton away, under the cosh from the first, and we're letting a goal after 2 minutes. Brighton at home. Can you remember that first 10, 15 minutes against Brighton at home? They could have been 6-0 up.
Yeah.
Fulham, we started on the back foot. So not only do we always concede in the 46th minute, but we start off utter crap. We start with saying, hey, we're going to defend. Everybody get back. And we're just inviting the opposition to attack. When we get the ball back, the build-up is way too slow. It's tippy-tappy, and we're conceding the ball again while they've got everybody on top of us. So there are a lot of complaints I have with this. Does that mean I want manager number 4 before Tuesday's game? No.
Yeah.
My position is I would like to see what happens in that game before I reach any conclusions. Okay.
You're Dyche.
I'm not. What I'm saying is I've just listed about 5 or 6 things that ought to be relatively easy to fix for any coach, let alone an established Premier League coach.
Everything you've just said there is bang on.
Our shape, the amount of time we spend on the ball, the slow attack, the way that we start the half crap, we finish the half crap. I mean, make a list or get Wone or Stone to make a list for you. Because if you are a manager that has managed 6 or 7 full seasons in the Premier League, this should be bread and butter for you. Okay?
You know what, Rob? I've not disagreed with a single. I've been listening in the background, not disagreed with a single thing you've just said there, and that boils it down to me. For me, that it's manager. The manager's the issue.
It is the
players
manager.
got worse. You asked if any players have got any better. They've got worse. This situation about when we concede goals and how we concede goals has gotten worse under Dyche. And it's not going to improve. And I'm really, really not looking forward to this game on Tuesday night.
The thing that
we're going to beat us and be a point behind us. They're awful, by the way. We got trounced by Wolves. Wolves hadn't won a game in the first half of the season, battered them 3-0. Is that how it finished?
Individual errors.
If you use the eye test at the moment on who looks decent, although Wolves haven't been getting good results, they look so good.
Do you know why? Do you not know why?
Can we get Rob Edwards in? I'll enjoy looking at him.
Mane, the new Mane.
Mate, he was a beast. Should I tell you why? Should I tell you why Wolves looked so good and why Forest looked so good last season? I'm convinced of it now. Because when we played Wolves, they started to look more organised. When we were in our peak last season, guess who was there? Guess what the common denominator between the two teams were?
It's that guy. Assistant manager.
The assistant manager, Silva. I would literally sack Dyche and get him in charge.
Yeah, get him in. Get him back.
Wolves look completely different, man. Completely different since he's come in. Silva, what's his first name?
Pedro? Or
Silva. Has he gone in at Wolves?
Yes.
Yes.
He means Nuno's former assistant manager.
Yes.
Oh, he was good. When Nuno was managing
Wolves now,
that's when we started winning. He was really good.
Exactly.
Why do you think Wolves suddenly good? Well, Wolves have got him now.
Shit.
Yeah.
Right. Well, offer them 45 million for Strand Larsen and him.
No, not Strand Larsen.
Oh man,
I
we'll
get into
Strand Larsen in a second.
Look
I
at what
thought I'd throw that little bomb in there.
No. well
I'd
brought
put
in.
John Victor up front right now. At least he wants to play outfield.
Hold on,
He's injured, bro.
Ben.
He's injured. He's got
He is
seriously
injured.
injured
It's
yesterday.
confirmed he's injured now, John Victor.
He got
Wait,
seriously-
I'm
reckon,
confused.
do you reckon
I'm
he went
confused.
out the
I'm
back
confused.
of the back of the wheelie bins and actually like smashed his knee just to like try and get away with
I wouldn't put it past him.
Well, he wasn't
Hey,
injured
Ben,
when he started
you-
running.
Last week you were saying you were Daishin.
Who,
Are you
me?
not Daishin now? Yeah.
Me?
Yes, you.
Because
Yeah,
I'm
yeah.
so fuming after that match yesterday. I don't know how many
Okay,
times
get it
I've
ready. Get it
So are
ready.
you
son.
Daish out or in now?
I never want to see Dyche again, man.
We have a flip flop. Everyone changes their mind. Like they didn't say that last time. We have a flip flop, trying to erase the past. Well, buddy, you're having a laugh.
Can we get the flip-flop emojis in for Ben, please? Because I thought Ben was right about everything. Clearly, he wasn't right about
I'm
Daesh.
right. I was, because when Dyche first came in, he looked okay. He got some good performances under his belt. He got some decent results. He got to a point where if we'd won that Man City match, it would have been the best start of a Forest manager ever, statistically. He was doing well. But recently, he's fallen off an absolute cliff. And yesterday's performance was so bad that for me, it rewrites 30 years of being a Forest fan. And I hope he fucks off to a different city, because I can't believe I wasted 45 minutes watching that absolute dross yesterday. It was shocking. It was sickening. And I'm pissed off and I'm jealous of Ant that he didn't watch the match. Because if Ant had watched
Yeah, I'm
that match,
jealous, man,
his
actually.
new gaff would have been destroyed. He would have set his new gaff on fire because it was that bad. It was absolutely sickening, that football yesterday.
Oh,
We didn't
if
get
you've
out of
seen
half.
John Victor's
There's one
mistake,
pass
bro.
in the opponent's half. One pass in the opponent's half. It's disgusting. He needs to get out of this club right now.
Wait. Say that again. One pass in the opponent's half.
In the first 10 minutes, we made one pass.
First 20
One
minutes or something
completed
like that.
pass in the first 10 minutes. The lowest pass number of passes ever in the Premier League. It is sickening. It was sickening football. I'm going to cancel my fucking Sky subscription. It's disgusting, that match yesterday. Absolutely disgusting. I'm going to do what Anne does and start supporting Arsenal. I'm fed up of watching Forest.
You love it, mate.
Make sure you hit the like, guys. Make sure you subscribe.
Yeah, make sure you do.
He's gone to top up.
Just
his
letting him have his
WP.
rant today because he's chat.
I just feel like he needs to get it off his chest. Bless him. Like he's angry. He's angry. Okay, let's do.
Are we playing the blame game? Are we going to do that?
We are literally about to play the blame game. I'm ripping this straight off. Forest all over. Shout out to Chris. Shout out to Matt. I don't care. It's my favorite segment on their podcasts. I've put the poll out yesterday evening, I think it was, and apparently I'm not allowed to ask you lot in the chat, according to some comments. Why does someone have to be blamed? But I said, who do you guys blame if you for our current situation? Marinakis, Edu, Dyche, or the players? And Marinakis is top of that poll with 37%. Edu is second with 32%. Dyche is on 14%. The players are on 17%. And in the comments, there was a lot of I blame Nuno's as a fifth choice.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm going to put it to the panel. I want to see what you guys think in the chat as well. If you haven't voted on it, go vote on it. I might actually send it to the club. Rob, I want to start with you. Who's at fault?
all of them. I mean, I'm sorry, you can't narrow it down to one scapegoat. All of them. But I mean, I hate to say what I said last time, but we need to get real. Look at the people who are around us in the table. We had 23 years outside the Premier League. Nothing was spent on the infrastructure of this club. Okay. And can we also dispel the myth that Marinakis got us into the Premier League? He certainly kept us there, but he didn't get us there. Unfortunately, it was Steve Cooper that got us there on a shoestring budget after we've had a couple of rubbish managers, both appointed by Marinakis. So we got in there by pure luck. I would definitely say that Marinakis has kept us in the Premier League, but I think that we've got a little bit ahead of ourselves. We should have expanded our stadium a decade ago. I mean, look at who's at the bottom of the table with us. Okay, at West Ham again, have got 60,000 potential crowd.
Quality.
Leeds have got another 15,000. Even Wolves have got a bigger capacity and bigger attendances than us.
Boring mouth.
And we're acting like we're a big six club because we managed to come 7th one time. We unfortunately are victims of our own expectation, and all of this appointing Edu and the rest of it. I mean, I feel like we were at our best when Marinakis was at every game. He was spitting at referees. He was tweeting. He was getting fined. He was throwing his lanyard in the bush. Right now, I can't see him.
Did you just say Marinakis was twerking?
That is my problem. Is it feels to me like he's invisible, and
he's definitely not fucking invisible, Rob. I tell you that right now.
No, I've been to a lot of games recently, and every time I've looked at his seat and he's not in it. Okay, I don't like the fact that he's apparently handed.
Oh, his mum just died, man.
Yeah, that's what I was going to say.
I don't care. Before that as well. Before that as well.
Connor said a lot less than that, mate, and he got killed.
So my complaint is that we need more Marinakis, not less Marinakis. That's what I'm trying to say, because he didn't get us to the Premier League, but he damn well kept us there for the first 3 years. He's put a lot of his money in. My concern is that if everybody starts turning on him, he might actually give up, because it is bloody hard when you've had 23 years outside the Premier League and your investment and your infrastructure has not kept up with. I mean, even Leicester have got a bigger ground than us. Derby have a bigger ground than us, and you can't simply make that all up in a couple of years. So. Yeah, who's to blame? Everybody.
What's the size of the ground got to do with who's got to blame, man?
I'm not going down that road.
Yeah.
I do want to defend Marinakis a bit for you to say that we didn't get up because of him. There's a couple of key things that happened in that January, the season we got promoted. We had Brentford breathing down our necks to try and side Brennan Johnson off us. Now, in previous seasons, if we didn't have the backing of Marinakis' money, we would have sold him. And if we'd sold Brennan Johnson, then we would not have got promoted. You also bought in Crypto's favourite striker, Sam Surridge, as well in that window, which probably his goals combined with all the other strikers that season got us promoted.
Davis as well.
It's not fair to say that
Villa was good as well.
Keenan Davis.
Yeah, Keenan, I would have had him back.
And also, let's not forget, in COVID, he kept the club ticking over.
Exactly. Yeah. So he did a lot to help us get. It wasn't just Cooper. I'm not giving Cooper all the praise, mate. I know you love him. But I'll go back to what I said earlier. Nothing gets signed off at the club without his say-so. So whoever's been brought in, and I believe certainly bringing in Postecoglou was Marinakis' decision, decision alone. And that was...
Yeah, but that was ambition, Ez. That was ambition.
No, it wasn't, mate. It wasn't, because there's... I think Wolfie said it earlier. There's no other managers who've won the European title. Yeah. That's what he went for. That's what he was chasing when he tried to bring him in, and it was an absolute nightmare decision. No, you have to blame him, because if he didn't fix things behind the scenes, everything that's happened, like I said, has been signed off by him. I don't care who tries to take the blame for it. It's down to Marinakis. So if Edu is a problem, then that's Marinakis' fault. If the manager is a problem, that's Marinakis' fault. And if it's the players, that's also Marinakis' fault. So it's from the top down, mate. I'm sorry. I'm really appalled by the way the club's been run this season in particular. And having him there for every game is not going to make any difference, Rob, in my opinion. I think we haven't got that synergy anymore, and whatever he's done, it's because of whatever's happened has been because of him. Now, Edu seems like a fucking nightmare of a decision right now, to be honest, and I can't really back him. So even the decision to bring Edu in is purely down to Mr. Marinakis. That's all I want to say on it, Ben.
I think you're being harsh. I think you're forgetting what Marinakis has done for the club. Just because he brought Edu in, he didn't realise that Edu was going to cause loads of problems. I'm not putting any blame on Marinakis at all. I think Marinakis wants the best for Nottingham Forest. My blame starts, but it doesn't end, with Edu. And when I sat here 3 months ago and blamed Edu, and literally quit the stream because he was so angry that I suggested that it could be Edu's fault. Well, Edu is clearly a big problem, because Edu's the one who came in and upset the apple cart. Everything was going fine until Edu walked into the club.
Was it?
Edu set Nuno. Edu didn't let Nuno have his little baby oil Traore for 3 million. Well, that'll be a big mistake if we get relegated.
12 mil.
But even though Edu, I think, has some blame, and I think that's effectively what caused Nuno to leave, you've got to blame the players and the manager as well, because Andrew is shocking for us. Dyche is now shocking for us. The players on the pitch are shocking. Some of them don't look like they care. I know you guys don't care about who's the captain on the pitch, but what does Morgan Gibbs-White do to get all the players riled up every match? All he seems to do is complain at them and ask them why they didn't pass him the ball. The club needs to change from Edu down, and the management is shocking. The management needs to go. Some of the players on that pitch, I've said it before, I'll say it again, Morgan Gibbs-White is the #1 name on that team sheet. Put someone else on. Give someone else a chance, because we're just playing the same players over and over again, and it's not working. Something needs to change, and you've got to be ruthless, because if you're not ruthless, you are going to get relegated. We're a few points off relegation spots, and Tuesday night will be a big match. And I wouldn't be surprised if West Ham win, because it would just be such a Forest thing to do. To
I'm expecting West Ham to win. I genuinely am.
So
it's interesting what you just said about players that don't care.
I blame the players. I'm sick of the whole thing. I'm fed up of them. I'm absolutely fed up of them.
It's interesting what you say about players that don't care. Can we list the players?
They care when we play the Big Six. They care when we play Man City, because, I'm Morgan Gibbs-White, maybe I'll get bought by Man City.
I can only think of 3 players that care, actually. I've literally, as you've been talking, I've just been trying to think in my head, who really cares? And
Williams.
I don't say him, Milenkovic, Nico Williams, and strangely enough,
Milenkovic was awful yesterday. He needs calling out for yesterday. He was for at least 2 vehicles.
Yeah, but Milenkovic looks like he's frustrated.
Milenkovic looks like he's at war.
Frustrated. You're getting paid hundreds of thousands of pounds a month.
Yeah, but some of them are invested. They look like they care. Some of them just stop running and don't do anything.
Milenkovic doesn't care.
Milenkovic cares.
Based on yesterday's performance.
One at a time. I'm not here and you're still talking over each other.
I think that it's, for me, the ones that I actually see that seem to give a shit are Nico Williams, Milenkovic, and Igor Jesus. Every time I see Igor with his... And this is why we're prepared to tolerate his lack of goal scoring, because you can see he's really, really working hard. He stays fit, and it's just the people around him that have gone to pot. But there's a few people that I'm not going to name, but you can work it out by omission. Those 3 are the only 3 that I'm actually genuinely convinced that they care. Everybody else.
I agree with Williams and Ryan Yates. I think the rest can give a shit.
Oh, well, sorry, but I forgot about Ryan Yates because he's been injured. Obviously, Ryan Yates. So that's 4.
Rob's always had a Ryan Yates agenda.
I think you're being harsh on Hutchinson, because I think since he's been in the team,
but he wasn't tracking back. He wasn't tracking back. That's my problem.
Because he didn't like the game plan. He was fed up of that shitty game plan. I'm not sitting there. I'm a quality player.
I'm sorry, but you lot need to put some more quality on who the captain is. Milenkovic should be the captain.
Milenkovic was shit yesterday. Watch it back, man.
They're trying to follow a leader.
Milenkovic was shit yesterday.
Morgan Gibbs-White doesn't even want to be at the club.
I don't care. Milenkovic is not the answer.
The heart of the city.
Milenkovic is not the answer. He was awful yesterday. Watch him.
Much better captain than MGW would be.
Just watch the highlights from yesterday, bro. And
Milenkovic was rubbish yesterday. He was.
He should have conceded a penalty when he pushed what's his striker's name? Basically pushed him into Anderson. That would have been a penalty. That should have been a penalty if it was reviewed. And then for both goals, the first goal, like I say, just before half time, just boot it up the line for frick's sake, man. There's literally seconds to go to half time. Referee will blow the whistle. The second goal as well, he's caught in possession. He didn't get to the striker in time. He's so slow on the ball. He's playing like he doesn't give a damn. So he wouldn't be my captain. Yeah, Nico Williams. Thank you. That's the only one I'd put.
Okay, Nico. But my point still stands. Whoever you make
no difference, Ben. It makes no difference.
Why are we arguing over captain?
No.
If captains are biggest issue
on the pitch.
Yeah, you need leadership on the pitch.
There's no leaders on the pitch.
No.
Yeah, there are leaders.
Milenkovic is captain of Serbia. He can damn well.
Okay, Milenkovic, yes, is the leader, but I'll tell you what, his performances over the last few weeks are not leadership performances.
Yes.
No,
it's because he's had far too much.
He's following MGW's work ethic.
I'm sorry, but they're all
shouting, man.
You know what? If we sold every single player who started yesterday, apart from Nico Williams, I wouldn't give a shit. I've got no connection to these players. Maybe Murillo, Milenkovic and Murillo. I don't care about Murillo.
Murillo as well.
Murillo was crap as well. No, I'm just saying.
Milenkovic is suffering because obviously the two of them are a double act.
Yeah,
They've
but all I'm saying is I just don't feel that connected to these players. This ain't like the days where Collymore broke my heart because he left. You know what I'm saying? I don't have that affiliation with these players. I don't care if they stay or go. I really don't.
Get James Garner back. He cares.
I'll take Garner back. But anyway, the point is, I think, just back to the main point, I think Ez is bang on what he said about Marinakis. It boils down to Marinakis. Directly or indirectly, the buck stops with him. If you blame Edu, you're blaming Marinakis. If you blame Dyche, you're blaming Edu, who put his name to it, which is indirectly blaming Marinakis. If you're blaming the players, and Marinakis at some point would have signed off on these players being recruited or given Edu the power to recruit it. But blaming Marinakis, and this is where I disagree with Crypto, does not mean you're forgetting what he's done for the club. Yeah. We're talking in the here and now. Why are we in this situation? And maybe his ego has got bigger than what was available to him on the table. Maybe he's overreached with some things. This whole multi-club ownership with Edu looking after everything. If you look at Arsenal now, post Edu, they're a different Arsenal. They're a completely different. Whatever Ant wants to say about it, there's no Arsenal fan. If you can find me, and this is specific to Ant, one Arsenal fan that would take Edu back and get rid of Berta, let me know. So Edu is definitely a huge problem. The manager is a huge problem. The players are hiding under the skirt of all these issues and not performing on the pitch. Because if they were performing on the pitch, whatever crap was going off the pitch, we don't care about, as long as we're getting the results. So this is what it boils down to. Marinakis needs to get everyone back in line, and he needs to do it quickly. And if that means sacking another manager, I don't care. I'm not hearing this fourth manager thing. Where's the written rule that tells you you're not allowed to sack more than 3 managers? I'll tell you what, Tuesday evening, there'll be another team. Either we'll be onto our 4th manager or West Ham will be onto their 3rd of the season.
Yeah. And it could be, ironically, that Nuno gets sacked again after a Forest West Ham match.
Maybe they'll both get sacked and we'll swap back.
Yeah.
I wouldn't take Nuno back. I wouldn't take Nuno back.
I wouldn't take him back, no. You can't, not in this situation. But there are managers out there. It's not as if there's not managers out there. And, in the past seasons where this 4-manager situations happen, about 4th managers coming in March or April, not in January. We've got a chance with a transfer window open. I mean,
I don't want any players coming in. I'm sorry. I don't want any players. Under Dyche, I do not want a single player. Because if you're going to bring me McNeil and you're going to bring me Ashley Young, and all the other
I don't want signings under Dyche.
I don't want them. I don't want to be stuck with this deadwood like Everton are stuck with now. So don't give him any money. As far as I'm concerned. Wait till the summer. Get rid of him then. Get in Marco Silva. Then have a proper transfer window.
Okay, so you've highlighted the problem here, which is this is a problem we have with Chris Hughton, which is they would never give him any money to spend because he was obviously a crap manager. And he brought in Gaetan Bong, right? So the options that the options that we've got are spend money with the current manager, spend money with a new manager, or don't spend any money with the current manager. That one I think is the most risky. But the point is, right, Sean Dyche has presumably got some targets, but if he loses against West Ham, does the management lose confidence in giving him the money to spend, if you see what I mean? So
I've lost confidence in doing that anyway, because just look at the players that we're linked with as a result of Sean Dyche. The manager is an attraction for players.
Who are you not happy with the links?
McNeil.
Is that who we're being linked with? I'm not saying he's not better than what we've got, but come on, man. But we're only being linked with McNeil because
Larson.
Sean Dyche is the manager.
Right, hang on. What's wrong with Larson?
What's wrong with Larson? He doesn't even get into the
Can't
Wolves
even
team.
make
now.
the Wolves team.
Okay, so that's all because of him and nothing to do with how Wolves have been playing.
Yes, if you're buying a
Wolves
player.
have been playing good in the last 5 matches.
He scored 14 Premier League
How many has he
goals.
scored this season, Rob?
No, how many did he score last season? 14 Premier League
Yeah, but
goals.
last season's
Okay,
last
and
season.
how many has he
goals
scored
did
this
Chris
season?
Wood score last season?
I don't think. Look, you could have put Haaland in the Wolves team and he wouldn't have scored 14 league goals.
He will
It's
have.
fucking Wolves. They
That's-
hadn't even won until yesterday.
Okay, he scored 14 last season, acknowledged. Now, how many has he scored this season?
Well, he's not been picked recently.
Again, you're
for a
avoiding the
reason.
question. How many has he scored this season?
It's either one or none. I can't remember
Okay, it's
exactly.
none. Now let's be real here. Why hasn't he scored goals this season for Wolves?
Wolves, because
Because
of
they're not
Wolves.
providing him with the chances.
Yeah.
Is that what you're saying? Okay. Do you really think Forest are going to provide him with the chances?
Well, if 52 crosses, he might do a little bit better than Igor, I'm afraid. No criticism of Igor.
Rob,
But I think if Strand Larson on the end of 52 crosses is going to get a few shots on target.
why do we have to stoop to the levels of buying strikers from Wolves, a relegated team?
Because these are the only teams that are worse than us, okay?
But why do we want someone worse? We want someone better, not
Oh
worse.
my God!
Ambition.
It's like, why did we just get
Rob.
Marco Silva?
Ambition. We don't want these fucking dregs of society. We want ambitious players.
Right. So you would rather get, here we go. Here's a cryptoism for you. You would rather get relegated
No.
than sign Strand Larson and stay up.
That's just a stupid hypothetical question.
That's the kind of shit you ask me all the time.
Stupid hypothetical question. It's a nonsensical question.
You've been
You need to
crypto.
buy players who are better, who are good quality to go up the league, not Wolves players who can't even make the bench to go down the league.
I'm not saying Larson's crap. I'm saying Larson is a striker that can't create from nothing. That's the thing here. Everything that went against him when he was at Wolves this season will go against him at Forest because, newsflash, Wolves are the only team that have scored less goals than us. In fact, after yesterday, they may have scored more goals than us. Let me just double check that stat. We may be the lowest goal scorers in the league right now. Hold on. Wolves have scored 14. We've scored 19. That's it. Only Wolves have scored less goals than Forest in the Premier League. And do you think Larson, going from a team that's produced, 6 less goals than us or whatever it is suddenly going to bang in 14?
Yeah, we're not creating
It's not
anything,
happening.
Rob. That's the
It's not
problem.
happening.
We're not creating.
Our issue isn't the striker. Our issue is the creation of
That's
chances.
the exact opposite of what I want, by the way. I'm
What?
saying sign a freaking 14-goal Premier League striker, then take a gamble on someone from the Bundesliga or the Championship. That's what I'm saying. That this is probably the best option available.
It's not. It's not.
Right. Now go on and list all the people that aren't going to come and the managers that aren't going to come, and you go play fantasy football with them.
I'm not playing fantasy football
We are
because
in the
this
shit.
window. Wait, no,
We are
hold
in
on.
the shit. If there's a 50% chance that Strand Larson can come and score 5 or 6 goals before the end of the season, and that keeps us above the line and stops us going down for another 23 years, then you need to at least examine the opportunity.
I'm not dismissing Larson as
I
an
wanted him
option.
in the summer before this situation.
I remember.
I did actually say that, and you laughed at me then.
Yeah, no, that was Ant.
I'll be laughing at you now.
Yeah. All I'm saying is there a better option.
Enjoy yourself
I'm fucking mute. You wanted Evan Ferguson.
I'd take Evan
for
Ferguson.
free. Yeah, on loan for free.
You know what?
My point is, this is a
This is
unique
what-
window
this is
because
what
of the
James
World
said.
Cup. This is a unique window because of the World Cup. There are good players who are not getting minutes in big teams that will be looking for minutes, even if it's loan. So, for example, I'll tell you who I'd go after. I'd go after Marmoush from Man City.
Yeah.
He's not
I heard
playing
him, man.
unless Haaland is injured.
Mhm.
He's away at the AFCON. He'll be back in a week or two's time. He's going to need minutes for the World Cup. I'd get him in on loan for 6 months.
Exactly.
Something like that. Those kind of striker examples. Those ones who are not getting minutes for their
Yeah.
clubs now, who have to push for minutes.
Yeah,
These are
and
the
if
ones
Dyche
we
is
need to
anything,
target.
and he makes up Pep's one of his best mates, have a word with Pep. He's one of your best mates. Go and get him on loan.
Yeah, he asked him about his weight, didn't he?
Even Oscar Bob, we're looking at sending him out on loan. Bring him in.
Yeah, there's plenty of
Dortmund are
there's
interested,
loads
but
of
we've probably
options,
got no
and you
chance.
don't have to stay in the Premier League. You could go to Frankfurt and get Calimundo. Get a striker who's been there and done it.
I can't believe this
here
Callum
and done
Mendes
it.
You've
stuff. I
just
really can't.
literally, you've said get a striker who's been there and done it. So someone that scored 14 goals in the Premier League last year is not fitting
That was
that
last
bill.
year, though, Rob. How many goals did Tyro score 2 years ago? It's just you can't focus on the past. We need players who are in form now.
There's
Now,
going to be a
today.
massive sinkhole in Derby with you collapsing under the weight of your own contradictions.
Wait, hold on. Breaking news.
Well, just
Breaking
the way
news.
that-
Wait, hold on. Shout out to NFFC 2000. Nuno Espirito Santo is on the verge of being sacked at West Ham. He is expected to get at most one more game against Forest on Tuesday. It will be the decisive match.
So they're going to get a manager bounce.
This is not good. This is
He needs
not.
to throw it like he threw the.
This
the
is
Birmingham.
not
They won't throw
good.
it. They won't
This
throw
is
it.
not good. And I'll tell you why. That exact same quote was coming out from the journalists about one certain Harry Potter before they played Forest at home. So yeah, we've lost. We've lost.
Oh God! If they get new manager bounce on Tuesday,
No. He's going to be there. He's going to be there.
He's got one more game, and that one more game is against us.
We're screwed, man. You know what? If he had any dignity about him after the way he screwed us over at home, he will throw this damn match, man.
Yeah, he would
throw this damn match. If he has any dignity about him.
do you know what we should do? Like a opposition preview with West Ham, and we'd each be able to convince the other that we were going to lose.
What do you think I'm doing with Lawless?
Time ever.
I'm doing with Lawless, man.
No, we're going to lose. No, we're worse than you. No, we're a disaster. It's like I don't think anybody. It's going to. You know what? This is good. This game is going to be a non-event. You remember about like a year and a half ago, we had to play Luton at Kenilworth Road, and we were saying like, this is the most important game in the history of Nottingham Forest. And it was a 1-1 draw. They went down, and we forgot all about it. So it could just be that. It could be that you're putting way too much expectation and pressure on this game, and there's still another 18 games to go after this, or 17 games to go. So
no, but it means a lot because we go 7 clear. We go 7 clear.
Yeah, it's a massive difference.
We can still throw away a 7-point lead against West Ham, especially if they get a new manager.
Oh yeah, this is Forest.
It's away as
lead
well,
on
right?
Chelsea last season.
Is it away?
Yeah, we're away. Yeah.
We're gonna lose. We're just gonna lose. Are they gonna sign Traore?
No, they have the internet in Derby.
No, by the way, Fulham have absolutely taken the mick out of West Ham. They nearly agreed a fee for Traore for 3 million, and Fulham has said, "Well, seeing as Nuno wants him so badly, it's now 7.5 to 9 million they're asking for."
Are they going to sign him for Nuno? Just
no. You know what? There's these conspiracy theories out about Nuno right now, and I'm actually buying into them. What's his agent mate called? George Mendes.
Yes.
Yeah. All these players, because West Ham have signed 2 new players in like 5 minutes of the transfer window opening. These 2 strikers that no one's ever heard of. They're both Mendes on his books. Apparently, the West Ham fans, this isn't me saying it right before Nuno and his lot come at me. Apparently, there's Nuno and Mendes have got a little bit of this going on. So that might have played into why there was a whole beef at Forest with Nuno and Edu and everything. So yeah, Edu might be in the wrong, but apparently, allegedly, according to the West Ham fans, don't shoot the messenger here, there is a lot of backdoor dealings between Mendes and Nuno. So what they're saying, and this is where it plays into our favor, what a lot of West Ham fans are saying is that Nuno wants to be sacked, but before he gets sacked, he wants a payout. So obviously he's going to get the payout, but he's also getting the commission on some of these players that he's dragging into West Ham.
That seems to be what he wants.
Not if he needs the money, man.
He's been to Saudi. He should have all the money that he wants.
Yeah.
I'm just the messenger. This is just what the West Ham fans are saying. It's what the West Ham fans say. I'd 100% take him. 100%.
Oh,
but he's not coming.
Anyone like that.
He's not coming. And I'm not saying to Forest. He still needs another year for his.
Edu needs to pull one out of the bag, doesn't he?
Sadio Mane, though. Is he available? Somebody was saying he could be
How
available.
old Sadio Mane? Yeah, but his wages will be massive.
I don't care about wages right now.
I don't
And
care
there's
about
no
wages.
people in the chat
but
saying, well, if we
Forest
sack another manager,
going to pay someone 250 grand a week.
well, people in the chat were saying, if we sack another manager, what about PSR? I'll happily take 4-point deduction next season in
Yeah,
the
I
Premier
would,
League
yeah.
rather than no points.
Well, I hope it's not this season, or we'll be in League One.
Exactly. So
No, it won't be till next season anyway, would it? So yeah.
let's just. I know we've babbled on for quite a bit, but we got to touch on the West Ham game. Guys, there's still over 700 of you in here, so please make sure you've hit the like button. Make sure you've subscribed as well. Let's start talking about the West Ham game. Chat, who's winning this one? Who wants to Ben kick us off on this one? West Ham.
I've lost all confidence in Forest, so I'm gonna go 2-0 West Ham. It would be such a Forest thing to do to lose to Nuno. Nuno's going to have a point to prove. Forest are in awful form, and we're away from home, which doesn't help. And I don't see where we're scoring goals from. Okay, Morgan Gibbs-White scored a good goal, but our strikers aren't scoring goals. Our defense is weak. We're sat low blocking. We're conceding loads from set pieces. Nuno's going to have a point to prove. I just think something needs to change drastically. I'm going to go 2-0 West Ham. I've lost all positivity for Forest at the moment. If we were playing Arsenal, we'd probably beat them. But West Ham, they'll batter us. They'll turn us over.
West Ham are horrific.
I know, but we are. Have you seen? Did you see that 45 minutes yesterday?
They've got a couple of players that can, 2 or 3 players that can hurt us. Bowen, Somerville.
Bowen always steps up against us. Somerville's really good.
West has got a back injury. I don't know if he's back.
Is he out?
He was out for their last game. It's only, I think it's the back strain. I don't know how long he's out for.
I'm not saying he's good, but Callum Wilson is a serviceable.
Callum Wilson scares the crap out of me.
Yeah.
What have we shown?
It's their defense that is wank. But the problem is that we're not well placed to capitalize on that. We are not well placed to capitalize on that.
Yeah.
If their defense is utterly shambolic,
but we can't score.
But I would say that they've got more goal threat than us. If you ask me for my prediction, I always said I expect us to lose this because we always lose must-win games. And West will lose 2-1. West Ham will score in the first minute, the 46th minute. We'll pull one back, then we'll have a goal disallowed, and Marinakis will do a tweet about it. That's my prediction.
He'll twerk about it, will he?
The thing is, Sebastian, what have Forest shown you recently that thinks we're going to win? Because I'm not seeing anything on the pitch that says we're going to go and score a load of goals against West Ham. That's the problem. I'm being realistic.
I just think he means that in general, Ben.
Normally, I'm the most optimistic person on here, but recently the performances have been dire.
I actually go with crypto, and I can tell you he is a bundle of fun.
Yeah.
Exactly. Me and Rob frequently go to the pub, and we are both bundles of fun. So take that comment back.
I've spent time with both of them, and I can tell you neither are a bunch of fun.
We're both a bundle of fun. We're always in the Trent Nav, eating burgers and drinking cider.
That's why we are the size we are.
Take that back.
Well, okay, right. Obviously, like the rest of the guys, I've got no faith in us doing anything.
Oh, you're such a killjoy, Ez.
My God, let him say a sentence, man.
But you know what? I'll try and twist a positive into this, and I think it was the West Ham game where Aina got injured. But this could be the first time we've got our back 5 from last season, including the goalkeeper, back since that game. And that could make a difference. I'm not saying it will. It could make a difference because they haven't got much threat. But players like Bowen always seem to do well against us. Somerville, who you've mentioned, and Callum Wilson. Callum Wilson, I know he couldn't break into the Newcastle team, but he was a player that I know he's capable. If you could keep him fit, he's a more than capable striker. And I would have brought him in, to be honest, even if it's just because going back to the Strand Larson comment earlier, because I didn't get to say it, it just seems like he's going to be a warm body. That's all it is, because he's not got much quality. If I don't even see him displacing Jesus. 14 goals. Yes,
you're talking like.
No, I know, but listen.
Okay, 40 million.
40 million. 4 seasons.
But
Okay.
he had the likes of Ait Nouri last season creating goals for him.
Well,
Yeah,
I'm doing it.
they've
I'll
lost
give
a
you that.
lot of it. You talk about us losing Ilanga. They lost a lot of, they didn't have many goals last season, but the players that were creating the goals for them have either been injured or been sold. So he's lost any sort of service that he had, and we're not creating service at the moment. So I'm not going straight back into that anyway. But yeah, positively, we could have our back five back for the West Ham game. But do I expect us to beat them? No. The best I'm expecting is a draw. But expectations. If you keep your expectations low, you're not going to get too disappointed too many times because you're probably going to meet it. And like we all said in the Aston Villa game, I don't think any of us expected us to win. And if this is not just to gas them up, but yeah, I can see West Ham being so, even as bad as they are, being better than us on the night. And positivity from us all. I'm just being realistic, mate.
I get that people want to be positive, but I can't be blindly positive. I need to see some evidence for a reason for me to be positive. The only positivity I have about this game is West Ham are just as bad as we are. I'm not even saying they're worse than us. I think there's only one team
that can do damage, and they're going to have a 60,000 attendance.
They're dead though. That stadium is dead, man.
It's
dead.
It's not
But you
gonna
know
create
what?
an atmosphere.
This is my worry. They will see this because they messed up against Wolves, because they messed up against Brighton and Fulham. They will see this as this is their blood match. You know what I'm saying? They can beat us, and they will go for this one, and they may be up for it just from just by default. That's my worry with it. Every team looks at Forest and think, right, if we get at them early, we're definitely getting a goal in injury time, or early, or at the start of the second half. And now that's in the Forest players' head.
I don't think it'll be. I think it'll be more like the Wolves game away. I think
It's going to be like the Fulham game. It's going to be like the Fulham game, and it'll be some stupid freaking refereeing decision.
The thing is, West Ham
will go in our favour for once.
When West Ham get into problems,
they never go in our favour.
Even if we get a penalty, we'll miss it, Rob. If we get it, we'll miss it. That's what we'll do.
I think this is going to be a 0-0 draw, and I'll tell you why. Because it doesn't move the needle. It doesn't move the needle for it. It's exactly what you said, Rob. When we played Luton and we were 1-0 up against them, and then they scored in the 88th minute to equalise, and that was just before we got the points deduction. It's just going to be a similar thing. We're going to come out of this game still 4 points ahead, not comfortable enough to just say, all right, screw the Premier League, let's focus on the Europa League. It's just not going to work. Forest always have to cause trauma in the fan base's minds.
Is it definitely the sack for whichever manager loses, do you think?
Sorry?
What do you reckon, Rob? Because that'll be, say, worst case scenario, we lose a game. That'll be 6 defeats in 7 games.
Yeah.
Well, that's what got Cooper sacked.
Cooper went 1 win in 14, bro. He got way more rope than anyone else.
Well, he had credit in the bank, but Dyche doesn't have any credit in the bank, does he?
Well, actually, let's be honest about that. Dyche did win 3-0 at Liverpool. I give him a lot of credit for that.
Wow.
Oh, my God. How entitled are you? We waited 30 years to win 1-0 last year.
We beat them last season, and Liverpool just drew Fulham today.
It papers over crap, Rob. It papers over crap.
Liverpool are crap this season. Awful. The worst they've ever been.
This is Liverpool's worst start in their history in the Premier League.
I don't care. It's fucking Liverpool, and we won 3-0 away. I'm
What
going to
do
give
you
you
hate
credit for that.
Liverpool?
Let's go on a crazy hypotheticals. I would have taken losing that game and beaten Fulham and
I never want to lose to
Everton.
Liverpool. How dare you? Wash your mouth out.
I don't care.
And he said he'd rather have 6 points than 3, is what Ezra said.
That's what I said, basically.
No.
Look, I just
I'd like to move the needle, but I agree with you, mate. It'll be a 0-0 game. Nothing ventured, nothing gained, and he'll just buy him some more time, and I don't want him to buy him.
the cab's gonna get kicked down the road. Then we've got then the thing is, boys, we got Arsenal after that. Arsenal next.
Well, if we lose this, then we've got Arsenal next. Then he's going to hit the magic 6 losses in a row, and I think that gets anybody sacked because it becomes clear that the players lose confidence in a management team.
I think you'll lose to Wrexham. Isn't the Wrexham game before Arsenal?
Oh yeah, Brighton's scoring the winner.
So lost that. So-
O'Brien scoring the winner.
We're going to go to Wrexham, and
Isn't he
and Ryan
injured?
Reynolds is going to be
He's injured,
there
yeah.
with all his buddies, and we're going to play We're going to play a weakened team at Wrexham. I'm telling you, if we
Yeah, probably.
beat Wrexham, it's an upset. We are so set up to lose that. Just look at the script, and it'll be in a movie. It'll be in a movie.
There's the other name, by the way, Rob, that's linked to us. This is Dyche level
Yeah, but
links.
65 million's mad. What are you forgetting?
Not
with Wrexham?
65
What are you
million,
forgetting
it'll be
with
like
Wrexham?
we
15
owe them 22
No way.
million for Vlachodimos. That's the problem.
Yeah, but
We must
what you
never deal with Newcastle.
And they
again.
owe us for John Joe Shelby.
What you're forgetting with Wrexham is that Wrexham are effectively a Cartel 6 team, and players like Morgan Gibbs-White want to show off so he can be in the next Marvel movie.
I mean, Willock's not a bad player. That price tag's absolutely.
It's not that price.
You're not 65.
But Willock is injury prone. Oh, we're going to go in there.
But he always does well against. He's another player that always seems to do well against us. But
As
if
every
it's-
player does well against us, bro.
If there is a player available out of Newcastle, I'd look at Jacob Murphy. You know, he's so underused.
I'll
He's
take
such a
Murphy. I'll take
quality
him.
player. He knows how to cross a ball, and I think he's being underplayed at the moment. Initially, I think Alanga came in to replace him, but Alanga's been awful.
We've got to talk about a striker and a keeper
wish I was
before we
alive
do
for
anything
that.
else. We need a striker and a keeper, and we're already up against PSR. So that's the problem.
I disagree. Look, do you think if we had Haaland up front, Rob, he'd score goals?
Oh, if you gave him 52 crosses, yeah.
That's in one game. How many crosses did we produce yesterday? How many times
Well,
did
you
we
lot
get into the
complaining
box?
about the crosses. So we
Yeah,
didn't
I
get
am
any.
because Everton aren't that good.
We had one from Hutchinson that backward missed from 3 yards.
I guarantee you, if Haaland plays in this Dyche team, he doesn't get more than 5 goals this season.
Yeah, it doesn't even get to touch a ball, mate. Sorry.
Or maybe that's why Strand Larson isn't doing very well in the Wolves team. It doesn't mean he's a crap player.
We're not saying
he's
he's
on
a
the
crap.
bench.
I'm just saying he's
You are
not.
saying he's a
he's
crap
not-
player.
No, well, that's not what I was saying anyway.
In fact,
But I
I'm
think
sure I've seen that Ant said he will stop supporting Forest if we buy Strand Larson.
Yeah, but Ant's not a true fan, is he? He's an Arsenal fan.
Anne said that
I
about
didn't see that comment, so I'm not
about
really
Southgate,
sure
about
like
Southgate.
that, but he might have said that.
Don't forget the person that Ant has don't forget the person Ant has defended
If
the
he
most.
was on, he
this
would say
channel
it
is-
now anyway.
The person Ant has defended the most on this channel is Edu. Never forget that.
Yeah, that's true.
He is Eddie's boy, man. He's on the take with Eddie,
No,
100%.
but the problem is, as I've always said, Edu isn't responsible for anything. You know, everything that goes wrong, oh, you can't blame Edu for that. Well, what
Yeah.
is he responsible for then?
Everything. Everything.
Honestly, if I read that he'd gone, I'd be happy.
Yeah. Listen,
That's the test, isn't it?
I just want to say a massive big up
Yeah,
to
Zinchenko.
3-star with the gifted membership there. That's gone to the lovely Sophie. So, Sophie, make sure you show 3 stars some love there. All right,
She's a
listen.
Newcastle fan, Sophie.
Huh?
She's a
Yeah, she's
Newcastle
Newcastle
fan,
fan,
ain't she?
Yeah, but she's always here.
Geordie.
All right, guys, listen, hit the like. Make sure you subscribed. I don't think anyone takes anything out of this stream, so apologies, but there's been a lot of venting and what have you.
Yeah.
I'll be back tomorrow.
Blame
I've got a
the-
crazy team in mind for the preview for the West Ham game, and then I'll try and do something with Lawless as well. Speaking of which, I'm going to send you over to the 12th man, where Lawless
He
is
was
like,
being sarcastic.
who?
Yeah.
Rob was being sarcastic about Edu.
Okay. I'm going to send you over there. Can you everyone just chuck in FFTV raid and then take the mick out of that bold idiot, that fraud that is Lawless? So I'll see you there in the chat as well.
Don't
Thank
forget
you
to
for
hype.
watching.
Well, we need to
Hype
hype.
up the video, whatever
Hype
that
up the
means.
video.
Make sure you're subscribed. And
If anyone can recommend another drink apart from Southern Comfort, let me know.
yeah,
Is
and make
that
sure you
good?
check out the
I
sponsors.
feel quite weighted.
Bro.
I feel
You
quite
need
weighted.
a-
Anyway,
Detox.
check out the sponsors. OK jerseys, £15 for your shirts. Use code FFTV for 8% off. FFTV raid in the chat. Come on, you Reds.
You read.
You Reds.